Yeah, it's about ready. It's about ready to unleash. We're gonna go over how to use the Bluelab in a soilless mixture. We did our peppers in here, and one of the big mistakes that I had at the beginning was oversaturating the bags with nutrient, which is not good for anything. And you can see that there is some nutrient burn on these. It could be either foliar, but it's not as rampant as it was. And I've really toned down a lot of that when it comes to this. So what I'm doing is I'm just going down the line with my Bluelab tool, and it should be working now. So I just press my little button and it should pop up on my phone as I record this. Well, you guys won't be able to see it, but hopefully I'll be able to see it. So this one is 0.94 EC. Temperature is 29 C and 23% wet. So it's actually getting some moisture. And then what I do is I go down to the next one. This one's looking a little worse. And I put it in here and I press my little button. It's flashing at me, so wait for it. Back up just a little bit, get a good shot. And so this one's 0.81. So now I can see bag to bag to bag. So we had 1, 9, 8, and then all I do is I just go down each row, and you don't have to do it on each bag, but you want to do it at the ones that you see any issues that are kind of like this one's a 1. So we're trying to target about like 1.8, and each growth cycle has a different level of nutrient. Like here you can see that something either got it with our nutrient when it gets this really white bleaching, or it could be water. It could be a number of things. Right now we have full sun, but we also have just a beautiful array of flowers. We have a lot of a cucumber that is starting to grow, so it is starting to pollinate and grow, but I'm also seeing a little bit of nutrient stuff. So I had it just do basic drip today. So the way you can regulate that is just pump more water through the bag, and it'll dilute it out of the bag, and that'll be pretty much easy. What I'm liking is I don't see a lot of the mites, but I am seeing that I probably hit it hard with the first one. I think I got the right nutrient in it today. So these are all the ones that we emergency transplanted out. And it's still get back here. Of course, it's always in the back. So you're always going to have those type of issues too as you get during the bag, and that's where the testing comes in. So here we have our favorite bugs that love getting into bamboo up in the top there. So you always have that issues. So here I'm just kind of looking to see how much water has been dumped on each bag, and here I don't see a lot. It's not as wet, and that's a trick with cocoa, is that you're not going to see a lot normally. Our favorite spider is still there, or he's come back. So I'm just kind of taking a look. So I'll just come down over here and I'll see, all right, how did this bag do in the line? Make sure it pops up, and then I'll just step back and just kind of look around. A lot of part of the agriculture is just looking. So this one's a 1.65. So here in this part of the bags, they have more nutrient. Now here you're going to see that we didn't fill out these bags. Ooh, butterfly. We didn't fill out these bags. Now that could be either seedlings died. When you transplant like this, you always want to make sure you have more seedlings to go into the bags than less, because you're going to have some that they just won't take. Like this one was okay, maybe. That one was okay, it flowered. That one, it was okay. And then now they flopped over. So we have bags that are empty. And bags that are empty, it's just going to be less profit overall. So you already have factored in losses into that. So you don't want to do that. You want to try to get it. But right now I stuck the bags to about 840 plants. So there's 840 possible bag spots that can be used here. So we ended up swapping out some tomatoes. So we're doing some tomatoes. So I want to take a look at that and see how they're doing and see which is actually going to perform better. So now we're getting some good testing data on each different crop and seeing who responds better to what. So this is a 1.86. So this one has a little bit more nutrient. And you will see there are a little bit of burn on these, just a little bit. With this type of method, you have to be pretty hands-on when it comes to it. I think these are my grape tomatoes. I don't think these are gonna be the Estiva. So we got some grape and cherry tomatoes here. I don't know which one they are, but I'm just kind of looking at it right here. This is either a nutrient or mite, but yeah, it's been pretty good. So we have a good little sign experiment. The good news is we're not dumping just a bunch of stuff, and everybody's responded really well to the first week into the greenhouse, and everyone's flowering. So this some beautiful yellow flowers. Both greenhouses looking really good. Mini greenhouse is looking good. It's got tons of Sealy on it from the earlier shooting, but it's been really good. And then I don't notice too much that really is a cause for concern. So sweet, we're gonna go take a look at another spot on this farm. That I should talk more about like applications of how to use this tool. So we'll kind of explain a little deeper level knowledge of why these type of tools are useful. All right, so you have your fertilizer mix and you have your concentration levels. So when you put it in, this is designed to be wet. So you won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna see this on my phone. So I have it directly in the concentrate that's gonna flow over the field. So right now it's a 15 EC, and you're like, what the hell does 15 mean? Well, it means it's like corrosive, it's really hot. So it has a lot of nutrients. So we're gonna check the calcium based one. So I put that in there. Let's see what it's running at. So it's running out, so at a 15. That also might be what the meter tops out at. So that could be another thing. So what you would do, I'm gonna rinse this off. Never mind my bad practices. So as you go out into the bags, and you started with 15, and then as you're running the system, as you dilute it across 800 bags, you find a bag. Let's go. We haven't done this one yet. Or actually, let's go. We'll think about this a little bit better. So I see a lot of fruit. So right here we got a nice fruit. That guy will probably be ready in another week or two. Cucumbers grow like insanely fast. So I put it in here, and I'm like, all right, what's going on with this plant? Why is this one a bigger fruit? Is it stealing all the nutrients? Like this one's a 1.68 EC, 30 moisture, 27 temperature. So I know that it has the right level. And I have a chart that shows all of this stuff. So I'm gonna find this one. This one has two. It's got 2 pods. So I'm gonna put my tool in here and I'm gonna see what's kind of going on here. And if you notice, like it's kind of off-centered. You're just letting the roots kind of chase the water. So this one's a 1.04 EC, 29 and 28. So the temperature in the bags is okay. It's kind of hot, so you don't want to cause root burn and whatnot. But you can see what's actually happening with your plants as you put it in there. So your substance might be running at a 15 because that's always due to nutrient concentration to water. But as you dilute it across your system, it actually puts about a 1. So then when I go back to measure my ingredients, I can actually figure out how much to add or subtract from it. And of course, you can always add. You can't always subtract when it comes to these type of bags. So it makes it really easy for me to figure out. I think what I did today, I think it was like 400 grams, maybe 400 grams of each. So 800 grams total across all 800 bags. So you're like less than a gram a bag as it dilutes through the system, and that created about a 1. And that's probably where you're at. So that means I can save money. Right now, fertilizer is like really expensive, and we don't really want to waste resources where we can. We need all the help we can get. You saw the pumpkin patch, or the lack thereof of a pumpkin patch, like 3 pumpkins. You have to figure out how to save money. So this is where the agriculture makes mathematical sense or business sense, is because I can do far less work inside this greenhouse, pay a lot less cost, and then I'll actually be able to reap a higher reward. And then it goes right back into my employees, right back into family business, and it goes there. So it's as a benefit for everybody if you find out how to save costs and why to save costs, not just cut costs because, fertilizer is so expensive. No, it's not a good thing because you're sacrificing plant growth. So one of the big things that you can do is you can use your tools, use your brain sometimes, as I stab myself in the eye with this thing. And then you can actually figure out what's going on in your field through, trial and error, and then record all that data and then be set up. So that I'm gonna go take a look at the Sealy harvest. I see them harvesting Sealy.